DownHome Sports, covering all the sports in Ellis County. Brought to you by Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Pinnacle Bank, not just another bank in Texas, but Texas and a bank. Located off of 287 in Midlothian, Texas. And Dough City Pizza and Burgers. For artisan burgers, pizzas, and ice cream, make sure you go where it's delicious to Dough City Pizza and Burgers, located in Red Oak, right across from the high school.
Elite Foot and Body in Midlothian, Texas, off of 663. Make sure you go to get your body rejuvenated after hard workouts and great competitions.
With today's busy schedules, we need flexibility. Pinnacle Bank is the way banking should be, with ATM Live, powered by the people. They have hours that make it easy. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can just pull up to one of the easy-to-access ATMs, where there's always someone live, friendly, and knowledgeable to help you. Pinnacle Bank, not just another bank in Texas, but Texas in a bank. Member FDIC. Hey, Ellis County, guess what? We got a little bowling action going on, 7-10 pickup. That's what we're looking for. We've got Jason Cathy from Midlothian Heritage High School. We got Dylan Adams from Midlothian High School and Trinity Miles from Waxahachie Global. Welcome to the show, y'all.
Hi.
Well, Trinity, let's start.
Thank you very much, everyone.
No problem. Hey, Trinity, let's start with you, okay? One of the things that most people don't know is that we do have 4 bowling teams within the county, and that would be Waxahachie included, which isn't represented here tonight. But talk about how much fun it is to get out and bowl in a competitive league of high schoolers.
It's pretty fun. I mean, this was my first year doing it since I was only a freshman, but I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot actually doing it, and it's fun interacting with the other 3 schools.
Pretty cool. Well, Jason, real quick, you know, your family has been in bowling for forever, as far as I know. I happen to know some of your family members and stuff. But just talk about the skill level it takes, what people assume is what bowling is versus how much skill it really does take.
You know, it really doesn't matter what kind of skill it is. You know, you don't have to be that good, or, you know, anybody can join, really. You know, if they want to do it for fun, then, you know, they can join the club. But if people have a really big interest in bowling, if they got a pretty good skill level, then, you know, they might as well join them. So.
I got you. Well, Trinity, we're going to pop back up to you, okay? So one of the things that most people don't realize is some of these club teams that we have, like bass fishing, bowling, skeet shooting, there's a lot of scholarship opportunities out there. Could you talk about those?
I haven't actually heard of any of them because, like I said, I'm still just a freshman and it's my first year doing it. Although one of my teammates, he has like talked about like trying to like go into bowling like in college. I know he's talked about some of that.
Gotcha. Well, Dylan, could you expand on the possible scholarships that are out there?
Yeah. So there's many colleges that are looking for a lot of really good bowlers. There's a college expo. There's a couple of those that you can do, and there's a ton of coaches and a ton of colleges that come out and watch a bunch of bowlers. And in good cases, you can even have a full ride bowling for a college.
That's pretty darn awesome.
Yeah,
so one question we're going to ask is, we're going to go around. Don't be afraid, because my book average at one time was 0. Okay. So Trinity, what's your average on your bowling?
I think like 73.
That's not bad. For freshman, first time bowler, that's pretty good. Jason?
Well, I have 2 different leagues. I have one for Saturday morning. Obviously, I have one for high school. From what I know of, my league average is like a 193. So.
Wow. What about you, Dylan?
My league average is 232.
Whoa. Dadgum, these guys hanging around the 200s. That's crazy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Trinity, there's a lot of young ladies in the county that look for something to do, right? In sports and just look for something to do in general.
what's one reason you would tell another young lady out there that might be looking for something to do why she should consider being part of the bowling league?
I considered it because Global is more education based, so that was like the closest thing we had to a sports team. And I kind of just did it on a whim because my friend, she didn't want to sign up alone. So
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
it's
Dylan,
just
what
like
would
a
you say?
first time thing.
Okay. Well, Dylan, what would you say to a youngster out there looking to bowl?
I would say if you have enough time to put in effort, like if you think you're actually gonna enjoy it, then definitely go for it. Because as long as you enjoy it, you'll get really good at it. But if it's something that you have to work to enjoy, I wouldn't go for it.
Pretty much like any sport, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Jason, let's go back to you, okay? So what's one of the best things about bowling on a high school team that you enjoy the most?
Just communicating with the guys, I'm a very, very social kind of person. Sorry, my phone's over 20%. But anyways, like I was saying, so interacting with the other guys from all the other 4 high schools, it's really good. That's what makes high school bowling so much fun, is that you get to communicate with other people, have fun conversations with them. And that's really one of the many number one reasons why I love doing high school bowling.
Awesome. And Trinity, where do y'all bowl at? And are the people there very receptive to having high school teams there?
We bowl at Hilltop in Waxahachie, and we bowl with the other 3 schools there as well most times.
Okay.
But yeah, they work with us a lot.
Awesome. Well, Dylan, I actually knew Mr. Gates when he was the principal there at MHS, and he was always talking about the bowling team, and how good is it to get some support from within the school on a team that's not necessarily part of UIL sports?
It's pretty nice. It was definitely unexpected, but it's really nice. Bowling for the past couple of years hasn't been like super big, but I can definitely I see it like every day in school. Like it grows and grows every day, and I think it helps that the school's kind of in on it.
Well, Jason, I know y'all have to have a sponsor. So how important are the sponsors to y'all for the sport, and how much do they help you out?
They help us out a lot, like for example, like when I came freshman year, she obviously helped us out with the jerseys, and she obviously goes to all these meetings and stuff for bowling organizations or basically just bowling really. Yes, it's a lot. It's the sponsors, they help us out a lot, and we still get to continue bowling because of them.
Awesome. Well, Trinity, I know we couldn't have all your teammates on, so do you want to give us the roster from the Globe team?
I don't really know our roster, but I know there's we only had a girls varsity and a boys team.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Well,
We,
Dylan, is there any?
almost had a co-ed team, but
Okay,
then one girl dropped and we couldn't.
gotcha. Well, Dylan, do you want to give a shout out to some of your teammates as well?
Right now, most of our teammates was a senior. They graduated, but we still have on our varsity team we have Connor Adams, Kyler Sickler. Let's see, I believe Dimitri Crockett. And that's just a few, but there's a couple more.
What about you, Jason?
We did have one senior, Jordan Nottingham. He was a big piece to the bowling team. He was captain I think about all 4 years ever since the club existed. Isaac George, really great guy, a lot of talent, got a great future. My cousin Riley Farrell, he's also in my family also, so he's around the bowling business. My stepbrother Jackson, I inspired him to kind of do what I do, and he beats me here and there, and I'm very proud of what he's done over the past few years as a bowler.
Pretty cool. Well, I want to congratulate y'all. Y'all just finished your season up about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I think. If I'm incorrect on that, let me know. But definitely, folks, if you're looking for something in high school to do, make sure you go to your school and ask them if y'all have a bowling team, Or if you're at Midlothian Heritage, Waxahachie, or Waxahachie Global, just tell them you want to get hooked up with the bowling team that's already existing and get out there and start bowling, because you know what, folks? It is a lot of fun, and there's a lot of good things that can come from it, just like any other sport out there. Trinity, Dylan, Jason, want to congratulate y'all on what y'all are doing and wish y'all the best of luck out there on the lanes.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Elite foot and body therapeutic massage and assisted stretching. We push our bodies to the limit, trying to gain that extra edge to be ready to take the field when that whistle blows. So take care of the most important equipment, your body, with massage, compression therapy, and assisted stretching.
So when you take the field, you're ready to be elite. Elite Foot and Body at 3271 FM 663 in Midlothian, Texas. Call 214-817-8545 to set your appointment today.
Hey, Ellis County, guess what? We got a little Waxahachie Shotgun Team going on right here as they just went down and competed in state. We got Caitlin, we got Dominic. Hey, folks, guess what? Dominic, how'd you end up on the weekend?
Well, I didn't place in a single event, but I tied for second in highest overall. So
That's pretty awesome. And Caitlin, I know you're coming off of surgery, just getting back in the swing of things. And did you think you had a good weekend down there?
I shot my personal best in 2 different events, so I think I did pretty okay.
That's pretty good. What were your personal bests on those events, if you don't mind?
I shot an 80 out of 100 in sporting clays and then an 86 out of 100 in ski.
Wow. Well, I can't even hit the side of a barn with a modified choke, okay? So, Dominic, let's talk about the venue that y'all are at, okay? National Shooting Complex. Just first off, is that not, just the place to go if you're going to be shooting trap, skeet, etc., to go shoot in the state of Texas? But number two, how great is it to see all these kids from high school down there shooting this weekend?
well, it's great to see how many people that show up to San Antonio for high school event only. But it's even crazier when you see like the NSCA state, which is a national sporting clays state. So it's crazy to see all the shops and all the people, and everyone just has a good time there usually. So it's not really anything going on.
Hey, well, and Caitlin, when you got the whole team down there, right? And I know some teams have fish fries, some teams have a, hamburger night, whatever. How great is it to get to spend that time together and just kind of cheer everybody on reaching that point at the state competition level?
It's really great getting to watch as a coming soon-to-be senior next year. I get to watch the little kids come and learn and grow in their passion for the sport. And so getting to develop that team bonding is really great, especially in such a great event where everyone's starting from the same place and working their way towards their best.
That's cool. Well, Caitlin, one thing I didn't ask y'all last time, Dominic, we're going to start off with Caitlin, was let's talk about your shotguns. Okay. So, Caitlin, what kind of shotgun are you rocking?
So for everything that needs 2 shots, I shoot a Browning 725 sporting, and then for trap, I have a dedicated trap gun, which is a BT-99.
Wow. What about you, Dominic?
For sporting and skeet, I use my Beretta 686, and for trap, I use my trap dedicated shotgun, which is a BT-99 as well.
Okay. Well, as a guy that used to just use Browning all the time, I got to edge to Caitlin because the Beretta, out of Tater's price range. But no, I mean, all those are good shotguns right there. But one of the things that we talked about last time was getting younger people in the sport. And like Caitlin was talking about, having these young people down there. So Dominic, how great is it for you to get these kids down in a state competition and see their eyes open that the world of play sports is a lot bigger than what we just have here in Ellis County?
Well, there was a couple of kids, they were real like nervous at first because it's so big. It's the biggest they've ever been to. But then they started to get used to it. And by the time the second event rolled around, they shot their best. A bunch of people shot 90s on the team who's never really been to state before.
Wow.
On track. I mean, not ski, but after
Sure,
they
no.
had to get used to it first, the 2 days. So, because it's just a sort of a big thing for high school shooting that you kind of have to warm up to it before you can really shoot good.
Awesome.
It's just
Well,
one of those
Caitlin,
things.
okay. Well, Caitlin, talk about those nerves and how as a team y'all come together and try to ease each other into these things.
So it is really easy to get nervous, and 10 years in, I still get nervous. And so it's really great to have the older kids for little kids to look up to, because we've all done this before, and we can sit there and tell them, it's fine, just shoot it like practice and you'll do great. Because in reality at this shoot, we aren't shooting for a scholarship at the time. And so I like to think of these as a good practice shoot for the big shoots where you're shooting a big scholarship. And I think that usually helps kids knowing it's not going to end your career if you miss a target. And so it's just that encouragement from your others on the team that helps calm you down and keep you going even if you miss one.
Well, and Dominic, you mentioned coming in second overall. I mean, that's pretty darn amazing, but that means you're really consistent across all the disciplines. And, how much time does it take to get that consistent across, that many disciplines?
Well, me personally, I've been shooting. This is I want to say it's about my 10th year in shotgun shooting.
Okay.
And before that, I do 3-gun, but that's not really important right now. But I only started off doing like maybe 1 or 2 boxes a week. But my brother, he started shooting 2 years ago, and he's almost at the point where I'm at now, and he's been having a lot more practice. So he's practicing almost every day, about 5 days a week. You can get good to high 90s in about 2 years.
Wow.
Or a year and a half. It's just staying consistent and doing all you can to mentally prepare for those targets.
Cool. Well, Caitlin, one of the things everybody's asked me about since the last time, we had the Waxahachie Shotgun Team on was ammo. So are y'all really good at reloading? That's been the biggest question.
I don't reload personally. I'd rather shoot factory loads because, it is known that every reload round isn't going to be perfect since usually you're using a shell that's been shot before. And so you'll have issues like the ones I had today with factory rounds where they're missing powder and they don't go off or something like that. So I pretty much always just use factory
Gotcha.
loads.
Well, Dominic, do you do reloads or not?
So we used to reload because my dad was trying to get into shooting. He's into shooting right now, but he would reload his rounds prior to shooting. That way he could save a little bit. But it really, when it comes down to it, 12 gauge reloading is the same price as buying factory loads.
Okay.
So now, unless you're loading 28 gauge or 410, it's really not worth it.
Gotcha.
Same price. And then you have to go through the heartache of looking for shot wads and powder. So
it used to be a little bit easier back when I was a little bit younger, But folks, we want to give y'all big congratulations making it down to state, inspiring other people to get into the sport, and then excelling at the sport that you both love. And Dominic, with you second overall, that is an amazing feat in and of itself. And Caitlin, we know you're going to fill up the other side of that wall behind you pretty soon, is what we're looking forward to. And we just want to thank y'all for coming on, and know that the rest of the year, this ends y'all's high school season, correct? Is this kind of like the end of the high school season and then it kind of kicks back up?
Well, we do have nationals coming up in July, and then that will pretty much be the end. But for most of our kids, this was their final shoot of the year.
Okay. So are you two going to shoot nationals?
I am.
I will be there.
Awesome. Well, okay, so Caitlin, you were giving the details on that. When is that and where?
It is in Marengo, Ohio at the Cardinal Shooting Center, and I believe it is going to be the week of July 10th, I think. I think there might be another week before that as well.
Well, I'm going to say it now. Ohio better get ready because I know 2 Ellis County shooters are going to go up there and bring home some gold for sure, and I got them right here on the screen with me. But Dominic, Caitlin, thank y'all so much for joining us again. We wish you nothing but the best, and as always, hit them while they're flying. All right? Y'all be good, and we'll talk to you soon. Are you hungry for the best burgers, fries, and pizza in Ellis County? Well, stop by Doe City Pizza and Burgers, where the ingredients are fresh every day and stacked up just the way you like them. Custom seasoned fries and burgers right off the grill on in-house, fresh, homemade buns. So head on down to Doe City Pizza and Burgers, where everything there is delicious. Doe City Pizza and Burgers is located in Red Oak, Texas, right across from Red Oak High School. Make sure you come down and have the best burgers and service in Ellis County. San Antonio competing in the state tournament for clay pigeon sports, and tonight we're joined by Midlothian Clay Pigeon and Sporting Club, and we've got seniors Hannah, Barrett, Logan, and Hunter. They're going to be talking to us. We got the rest of the team behind them. How y'all doing down in San Antonio?
Good.
Good.
So I hear they're feeding you pretty good. I heard y'all got a fish fry and not a quail fry.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, hey, let's talk a little bit about clay pigeon sports and what y'all are doing down there this week. And so we're going to start off with Hunter. So, Hunter, can you kind of explain it to people real quick about the sport? Because, I mean, most people only think it's like Duck Hunter on Nintendo.
Yes, sir. So I joined this team this year. I had shotgun my whole entire life. And so what it is you practice with your team Mondays, which is our day. Then you go off to a tournament. You pick what events you're going to shoot. So right now I'm shooting super sporting, sporting clays, ski, and trap. And there's a whole bunch of different events you can do. And you compete to shoot the most clays out of that 100.
That's pretty awesome, man. And Barrett, can you talk to us a little bit about, just the possibility of scholarships and stuff that come out of this that most people may not know about?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of scholarships that you could easily get with this if you just keep a good attitude on the field and don't show that you're upset or anything when you miss a clay. You just turn around with a smile, and people are always watching in the stands and whatnot whenever you're shooting and always looking for a perfect kid to come to their college or wherever they get a good scholarship and a full ride. And so, yeah, there's opportunities everywhere. And if you just put your mind to it and keep a good attitude the entire time, and just be aware of your surroundings too, that you could easily get a scholarship.
Well, and Logan, I mean, real quick, y'all had a teammate named Travis Domke last year that shot with y'all, and now Travis is a national champion over there at Texas A&M. Is that something that you look forward to trying to do as well?
Oh, well, I will be going to a school in College Station, near College Station, called Blinn. It's a junior college, and hopefully one day I'd like to be on the shooting team somewhere around there. I'm going to start off my freshman year in college, like practicing and doing smaller shoots, and hopefully I can train and get to that level where I can compete and be one of the best in the country, hopefully.
Well, hey, Hannah, real quick, okay? These guys talk, I know these guys talk a lot of smack out there probably, but tell them why the girls do it better and why more girls should get into this sport.
I mean, there have been many competitions where a girl has won first and boys have been second and third place, but girls have always just have been more of the listening type.
Well, what's some advice you would give a young lady getting into the sport?
Practice is very important, and always just focus and listen to your coaches. Your coaches know best, and they'll help you with everything you got.
Awesome. And let's go back to Barrett real quick. Barrett, so what did it take for y'all to qualify to make the state tournament?
So basically, as long as you're on a SCTP shoot team, then you're already qualified to come to the state shoot. All you need to do is sign up and pay the fees, and you can come and shoot any event you like down here. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Okay. And Logan, what about, from the guy's perspective, what would you tell a young man that's out there thinking about getting in this sport besides buy a reloader, nowadays?
I mean, it's definitely changed my life. I used to play baseball and stuff like that, and that just wasn't my thing. And so I picked up a shotgun, and that really became my hobby. And so I encourage it on people. You can't really go bad. It's a little costly, but it's worth it. You meet so many people from all around the state and learn many new things.
Well, and Hunter, how much does this team and the bonds that you've made, this is your first year, right? So how many bonds have you made with this team, and how tight knit, since it is a small community, how tight knit is this group?
I feel comfortable telling any of these people anything. I'm grouped with different people every single shoot, and the three people in my group are always different. So I feel comfortable talking to them, giving them a heads up. Hey, you need to do this, that, or they tell me same thing. We're always just helping each other.
Well, that's pretty cool. And Hannah, this is one of those deals to where you're kind of out there by yourself a little bit, right? To an extent.
Well, to an extent, your team can always help you with a pair of birds that are coming out. We're all a team and we can all help each other. But as where it comes to teams, we do have different teams such as varsity, JV, intermediate, and stuff like that, where you are competing for your just age group.
That's pretty cool. And Barrett, real quick, I've seen the posts on there of when they announced, how y'all did at different events and things like that. And can you break down those classifications that Hannah was talking about?
Break down the different type of events there are?
Well, no, just the classification. So I've seen intermediate, advanced, things like that.
So basically, for all middle schoolers that start off their first year, they will be in intermediate beginner. And then right after that, after their first year, they complete a full year there as intermediate beginner, and then they advance to an intermediate advanced. And they'll stay there until they get into high school. And then as soon as they join into high school, they will be in JV. Now, if you're in high school already and you join, you will start out in JV. And then as soon as you finish your first year, your second year, you will already be in the varsity. So you don't need to qualify to be in the varsity or anything. It's more just of trying to put your scores with someone that's just as experienced as you are.
Well, let's start from right to left real quick on my right. Hannah, what's your best score ever?
In events, should I just name all of my events?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I haven't been doing this as long as everyone else, but my best trap score is an 86. My best skeet score is an 84, and my best sporting clay is an 83.
That's pretty darn good. Barrett?
So I've been doing this at the end. As soon as this year finishes, this will be my fifth year, or fourth year. And so I'm not sure what all my personal bests are, but I know on my ski, it's a 93 out of 100. And I think my sporting clay is like a 91 or something like that. And then trap is around the low 90s too. So they're all right there in the low 90s. And I'm really trying to get that up. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, it's pretty darn good. How about you, Logan?
So I've been shooting for probably over 8 years, and I've been blessed to have a 99 in sporting clays, a 99 in trap, and I think I've had a 97 in skeet before.
Wow. Hunter?
Yes, sir. This is my first year, and so cut me a little bit of slack. And sporting clays, my best was a 78, and skeet another 78, and then trap 74.
Well, Hunter, I'm going to tell you right now, I could have a double barrel over under with a full and a modified choke on it, and I couldn't hit a barn 3 inches away, so don't worry about that, okay? All right. Well, hey, let's scoot back the camera real quick. All right, folks, out of the Midlothian team, let's see everybody. Can we get a picture with everybody in it? Say hi to all the parents that are out there supporting. And let's stop at Hannah real quick before we pull back. Hannah, real quick, this is one of those events where you have to have big support. How great is it to have this community and these parents that are supporting y'all getting out to these meets and everything every week?
It's been great. All of the parents are so supportive, even from other kids' parents, other teams' parents. We're just a big family out here.
That's pretty cool. Well, Amy, can we get a big picture of everybody, all the kids together?
Yes.
Okay. So
Can
question
you
for
see
all
everyone
y'all.
here?
Who's
This
going
is
to
for
win
everybody.
state?
Let's go win
Raise
state,
your
he
hand.
said.
Raise your hand if you think you're going to win state. Come on.
He said everybody.
Everybody? Well, we got to go. There we go. All the seniors got them up. I see the big kids in the back. Well, we want to give you all the best of luck on this event, on your time at state. And y'all rock it. And Hunter, let's hear that you came back with a 98 on at least one of your events. All right? All right. Well, y'all have a good and blessed
Thanks,
one. And
Tater.
folks, don't forget, you can go to the Facebook page, Midlothian Clay Sports. Well, if you go to Midlothian Clay Sports on Facebook, you could join and be a clay sportsman yourself or woman and have a good one. And we'll talk to y'all later.